What if I told you the life you will live 5 years from now is already being built inside your mind today? Every thought you repeat, every word you whisper to yourself, every belief you hold in silence, they are not small. They are shaping your future. Let me tell you about a boy named Aarav. Aarav was not poor and not rich either. He was just ordinary. He lived in a small house with his parents, went to school every day, and carried big dreams quietly in his heart. But he had one dangerous habit. Whenever something went wrong, he would say, "I'm not good enough. I can't do this. People like me don't succeed." At first, they were just words, just simple thoughts. But slowly, those thoughts started becoming his truth. When he failed a math test, he didn't try harder. He said, "See, I knew it." When he lost a race, he didn't practice more. He said, "I'm just not athletic." His mind was writing a story and he was living inside it. One day, Aarav got a chance to compete in a state-level science competition. His teacher believed in him. She told him, "You are smart, you just don't see it yet." But Aarav's mind said something else. "You'll embarrass yourself. You'll fail in front of everyone. Why even try?" So he didn't prepare well. He avoided practice. He delayed his work. On the day of the competition, he stood on stage with shaking hands and a racing heart. He forgot his lines. His model stopped working. He walked off the stage feeling small and defeated. That night, he stared at the ceiling. He wasn't sad because he lost. He was sad because deep inside, he knew he had already lost before stepping on that stage. He lost in his mind. The next day, his teacher called him aside. She didn't scold him. She asked him one simple question. "Aarav, what were you telling yourself before the competition?" He stayed silent because he knew the answer. She smiled gently and said, "Your mind is like soil. Whatever you plant in it grows. If you plant fear, fear grows. If you plant doubt, doubt grows. But if you plant belief, belief grows too." Those words stayed with him. Months later, another opportunity came, a public speaking event. Again, fear knocked. His old voice returned. "You'll mess up. People will laugh. You're not confident." But this time, Aarav paused. He remembered his teacher's words. He stood in front of the mirror that night and for the first time said, "I am learning. I am improving. I can do this." It felt strange, almost fake, but he kept repeating it every day. When doubt came, he answered with belief. When fear spoke, he spoke louder. He practiced more than ever before, not because he suddenly felt confident, but because he chose different thoughts. The day of the event arrived. He was still nervous, his hands still shook, but this time his mind said, "Even if I make a mistake, I will finish strong." He walked onto the stage and began speaking slowly. Halfway through, he forgot one line. The old Aarav would have panicked, but this Aarav smiled, took a breath, and continued. When he finished, the room went silent for a second, and then the applause came, loud and real. But the true victory was not the claps. It was the fact that he didn't lose in his mind this time. Years passed, and Aarav did not become successful overnight. He still faced failures and made mistakes. But one thing changed forever: his self-talk. Instead of saying, "I can't," he said, "I'll learn." Instead of saying, "I'm not good enough," he said, "I'm getting better." Slowly, his life began to match his thoughts. He applied for opportunities he once thought were too big for him. He started projects he once feared. He built relationships with confidence. Opportunities did not magically appear, but he started seeing them because when you change your thoughts, you change what you notice. You change how you act, and your actions create your future. Now, let me ask you something. What are you telling yourself every day? Are you saying, "I'll never succeed, I'm unlucky, people like me don't win"? Or are you planting something stronger? Because your mind is not just thinking, it is building.
Every belief you repeat becomes a brick. Every thought becomes a blueprint. Every word becomes a direction. If you wake up every day telling yourself you are weak, your actions will follow that story. But if you tell yourself, I am growing, I am capable, I can improve, then slowly and quietly your future will begin to change. Not because the world changed, but because you did. Remember this, your mind is not your enemy. It is your most powerful tool. Train it, guide it, protect it. Feed it good thoughts and strong beliefs. Because 5 years from now, you will either live in a future built by fear or a future built by courage. And that choice begins today, inside your mind.